That's how you're gonna be a veteran.
Thank you for being here. We're celebrating all things drums, drummers, and drumming.
Thank you for the wives. Thank you so much.
Drum Talk TV is 10 years old.
I wanted something I couldn't find. Drum Talk TV was Enja's idea. And here we are 10 years later, over 1 million fans.
Fans from over 120 countries.
Every year we've reached 100 million people.
Everybody's welcome. It's about that joy.
That is going to be the thing that's going to touch people's hearts.
Hi, I'm Dan Schinder. Welcome to Drum Talk TV, our first 10 years.
Drum Talk TV is 10 years old now.
I can't believe it.
It's unbelievable. You have over 1 million fans. You reach millions more each month.
Yeah.
I think everybody would be interested to know, how did it start, and do we really need another drum media company?
Yes.
Probably not on the surface, but one of the ways it started was because I wanted something I couldn't find.
I first met Dan Schinder about 11 years ago at an open mic in this little tiny club in Phoenix, Arizona, and he had a little Facebook page.
Dan's Drum Clinics, that's the name. And he said, oh, this is gonna be big. Just trust me. And I said, okay, honey, if that's what you want to do, of course, it's good.
And by the way, I had been out of the music scene for years and years. I had a video production company that was doing corporate videos, documentaries, things like that. And then I came home from Australia to take care of my father before he passed, and I didn't want to work with big companies anymore. So I told Enja, I said, I don't want to work with big companies anymore. Let me just work with you. I'll be your marketing guy, because she's a professional artist and a therapist, and it made sense. And so she said, sure. And after about 3 months, she said, I think you should find something that really fills your cup. And I saw this thought bubble above her head that said, this idiot needs to find someone else to play with. Like, I think it was just maybe. I don't know. I never asked her that. But I didn't know what to do for the first time in my life. I was just about to turn 50, and I always knew what I wanted to do, always. And I told her, I said, I don't know what I want to do. She said, well, you told me you used to teach drum lessons. Why don't you do that? Right. And in that moment, I realized, yep, I used to teach drum lessons. I know video production. I know streaming video. I'm a trained trainer. I'm an NLP certified trainer. This is perfect. So I didn't know what else was out there. I didn't investigate. I didn't compare. I didn't research. I didn't care. I was just gonna do my thing and be me, because I've gotten pretty good at that. We've all gotten pretty good at being us, so I didn't want to muddy that up in my dream that I didn't even know I had with research and seeing what else was out there. So I started this thing, and I had followers in 64 countries before I even published my first lesson, because I knew none of the lessons mattered unless I marketed it properly. And I built this following.
He said, I'm looking to do something bigger. I'm looking to do something a little cooler, something a little bit more meaningful. And so
I started interviewing fellow educators, and other drummers were saying, why are you interviewing your competitors? And I just didn't see them that way. I thought, we don't have to just learn back there or at a practice pad. We can learn from each other's perspectives based on our unique experiences. And then Enja saw an interviewer 3.
And there was a feeling that I got. I was like, oh my. I said, that's it. And he said, no, that's not it. This is gonna be about the lessons, and it's gonna be fabulous, and you're gonna see. I was like, excuse me.
And I said, no, she said, just do interviews. No, it's all about the drum lessons. This is the extra thing. Just do interviews.
I know that when you start interviewing other drummers and them telling them let them tell their story. And what was their inspiration? And who guided them? What made them want to really embrace the drums, and why? That is going to be the thing that's going to touch people's hearts.
So she showed it to one of my closest friends, another Jeff Harris, and he said, you should just do interviews. I said, oh my, what's with these people? And then he showed it to someone in television who called me out of the blue and said, hey, no offense, but your lessons are watering down your real gold, just do interviews. So I thought maybe I should pay attention. And a month or so later, which was January 7th, 2013, I started Drum Talk TV. And our first thing was covering, I had a few people on, Glenn Sobel, Brian Tichy, a couple others, and then I covered the NAMM show that year, 2 weeks after I started the company.
And what he did that I think the other people weren't doing, a lot of other drum media companies out there, whether it be in print or online, and they cater to kind of if you've made it already, if you're big time, we're going to write about you, maybe bring some people in. Dan didn't care. What Dan did is he included everybody. He said that superstars making, millions of dollars and touring and playing arenas, we're going to include them. Of course we're going to do that. But he said, what about the third grader? Some kid in the middle of nowhere picks up his first pair of drumsticks.
People that just had a dream that they wanted to play the drums. And everybody and anybody. And what it did. And what it did not just for that drumming community, but what it did for him. It opened up his heart and soul, and he got a chance to see just the passion behind the instrument. And that meant the world to me. I saw this man open up and live his dream, his inspiration. Is like everything that happened in his life culminated into that one thing. And it's like he knew why he was here and what he was here to do.
It doesn't matter whether you're this pedigree or that pedigree, everybody's welcome. The joy that you feel when you play drums and the joy that others feel when you play drums, whether again you're touring and you've got million selling records and limos and jets, or whether you're that kid in the third world country with stick twigs and a hubcap and a tin can for a cowbell. Everybody's welcome. It's about that joy. It's why we're here.
Fast forward about 7 or 9 months, it was pointed out to me, I started to build a team, sort of. I had Lori Shube, who was our chief digital officer, a very close friend, worked with me the first 4 years. And she showed me this report from a third-party statistical company that says, and she said, hey, we're getting 900% more online reach and engagement than all of our industry peers. I said, what's an industry peer? She said, competitors. I said, okay, you don't need to use fluffy words with me. And I said, but run that by me again. She said, 900% more than all of our competitors combined. And that's when I knew I had something.
Drum Talk TV, happy anniversary, 10 years, woohoo!
Growing up as a little boy in the 60s, I had a mom, and she was a lady. And she worked, my mom worked. And I had a lot of teachers that were women. And I have a sister, and she's a girl. And she grew up and started a business and worked. And all through life, even today in my 60s, I've learned that women still have equal opportunity challenges in some areas, and it is still prevalent in music. And the thing about drumming, if a girl wants to go play a flute, go for it. If a girl wants to play a clarinet, go for it. But somehow, a lot of girls or females, even young ladies, even grown women, get pushback from their family or friends about playing drums.
It was important to me to help build that awareness in that community. And then the first year, I started featuring a lot of women.
We're here at the Peacemakers in Costa Mesa, California with Viola Smith. How are you, Viola?
Fine, thank you.
Thanks so much for making time in your day for us to sit with you.
It was important to me to use that platform to open those opportunities to more women who weren't getting the audition opportunities, who just weren't taken seriously.
There are absolutely amazing female drummers. I mean, Cindy Blackman Santana has been on our show. She's amazing, so versatile. Emmanuel Caplet. I want to give a shout out to Leesa Harrington-Squyres, who's a drummer in a band called Les Zeppelin, an all-female Zeppelin cover band. They're amazing.
It's really cool to see them get out there and blow people's minds because they're underestimated, and there's really no reason why they should be. So I say, let there be light, let there be women, let them do their thing. Welcome, come one, come all.
And you can find all that stuff on all our channels on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Just scroll down, and there are so many from this age to my age and older.
Happy anniversary, Drum Talk TV. This is Leesa with Led Zeppelin and Sabbath Warlock, all the way from New York City. Here's to the next 20. Rock on.
Everybody knows that drummers are the soul of the band. They're the root of the band. They're everything. And I'd love to congratulate on Drum Talk TV, a 10th anniversary. It's wonderful.
Hi, Carl Palmer here. What can I tell you? 10 years has gone by and Drum Talk is still with us, and it's still dishing up some great interviews, some great moments, and with some great players. Celebrate Drum Talk.
Dan and Stephen at Drum Talk TV. It's been nice chatting to you on other things, but I'd like to, celebrate and, give you a good, recommendations and all the other stuff. You're doing a great job, and drums are just like fundamentally rock out, but also from Art Blakey to Chico Hamilton, to John Bonham, to the great Bill Bruford, the great Alan White, and my son Dylan Howe isn't bad too, and Virgil was brilliant. So we've been part of your story, even though we haven't been part in a day-to-day sense, but being a musician, I've been staring at drummers for 60 years, wondering, where's he going to put that beat? So love drums, do your thing. I'm behind you. Good to have you. Thanks. This is Steve Howe saying hi and bye.
Documentaries have been a staple of Drum Talk TV, and there have been several over our first 10 years. From April Samuels's Breast Cancer Can Stick It,
hurts really bad. Don't try to stay home.
and Billy Cobham's Art of the Rhythm section retreats, to taiko drumming in Japan, to Brian Tichy and Joe Sutton's Ox and the Loon, tribute to John Entwistle and Keith Moon of The Who. Drum Talk TV has produced entertainment-style documentaries to bring you inside the experience with them.
Special event.
I
How are
know.
ya?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you're here for it too.
April Samuels, breast cancer survivor. I met her through a drumstick company and told her I wanted to feature her. We did an interview. She subsequently invited me to be the MC of her first Breast Cancer Can Stick It concert fundraiser awareness. And I said, can we shoot a documentary about what you do? And I've always loved documentaries. I had done them before with my video production company. I grew up watching them. So we went out, we did that. I asked her if I could bring some friends. I brought the late, great AJ Pero. I brought Jimmy DeAnda. I brought Troy Lucetta. And we all just had such a great time. I did that with her for the following 2 years. But that particular documentary is close to my heart because of how inspiring April is.
I came up with Breast Cancer Can Stick It like 2 or 3 weeks after I was diagnosed, because I'm a drummer and I just felt the urge to do something, if not just to find somewhere, a positive outlet.
It really convinced me that documentaries are something that Drum Talk TV could and should continue to do.
Oh yeah, this should be a thing. Like, we should just keep doing this. So we've done them in the Singapore Drum Fest. We've done 2 documentaries in Japan on taiko drumming.
And what's different about our documentaries in the music sector, we don't just cover the drumming. We cover the culture. We cover the food, the fashion, the dance, the architecture, the history, and it's like a travel show, and drumming's the foundation.
I think that's remarkable. I mean, if you're going to support concepts that people normally might not support, I guess, in music, it kind of makes you quite a philanthropist in a sense, or a supporter of causes that people need to know about. And you're the guy standing out doing this stuff. That's really quite remarkable, because if I had a bass channel, I'd talk about, strings. And this gentleman is really expanding on that to things that I personally never...
You know why?
Why?
There's no strings attached.
Bada bing.
Oh no, my wife is holding her head. I want to be the tooth fairy and give the unknown, really good musician a place for people to see them, not in the sense just to show them off the dig me factor, but to show, look, you can do this too. Anyone can do this. You don't have to be the next Jaco Pastorius to be featured on a platform like this. You don't have to be the next John Bonham or Buddy Rich or A.D. Adams or Les Warner. You just get out there and do it. And I love being what I call like the tooth fairy and finding things that I know are gonna interest people. And it's not just drum set playing. It's darbuka, it's Muridi Dungam, it's tablas, it's frame drums, it's just the tambourine, it's everything.
This is Bill Bruford here, the still young and enthusiastic drummer from Yes and King Crimson. Just wanted to wish Dan and Steve and Drum Talk TV very happy 10th anniversary and good luck for the next 10 and the next 50 after that.
Congratulations, Drum Talk TV, for 10 years. 10 years on air. Big up.
This is Roger Earl from the band Foghat. I would like to congratulate Drum Talk TV on their 10th anniversary, 20th, 50th anniversary, 500th anniversary. Now I've got a list. What a great program, what a great show. Drummers, we have to hang out together because, because of all the noise we make, and, we like sticks, we like to bang stuff. Because I was bought I was given a mug the other day. It said on it that people like to bang drums because they're not allowed to beat people with sticks, which is true. That's a horrible thing. Anyway, Drum Talk TV, what a great show. I love being on it from time to time. And if you want to have interesting things about drums, this is the show to come and see.
Bless their hearts, our competitors or our industry peers, everybody else in our space basically does the same thing, which is okay. They cover the big rock stars, the big pop stars, the big jazz stars, the big educators, and a couple new people, stuff from pop and things like that. Maybe some hip hop, modern hip hop. That's okay. We do that too, but one of the things I'm very proud of and that I personally enjoy as a music fan is covering a lot of world percussion. From West Africa, from South Africa, all over the North African region, which is commonly known as the Middle East. I love music from Egypt and the Arab countries and Israel. I mean, go figure, right? A Jewish kid who loves Arab music. One of my favorite things to listen to is the National Arab Orchestra. But isn't that one of the wonderful things about music is it's an equalizer. It brings us all together. So I love that kind of music. Music from India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, that region of the world. And then of course, going back to Southeast Asia and other parts of Asia with Japan and whatnot. There's just so many, not just interesting instruments, but amazing rhythms and amazing players. Jazz came from African rhythms. Blues came from jazz and rock came from blues and metal came from, it's important for us to understand where the DNA comes from. And I think that's one of the reasons, being such a history buff, why I love world music so much. And there's so many other regions that I didn't mention, but from a player's standpoint, the tablas and the Muridi Dungam are the most difficult instruments of any kind to play. And I can't do it. I do love different kinds of hand drumming. Latin America, oh goodness, let's not leave that out. Latin America, whether it's hand drumming or the samba, the mambo, the rumba, all those beats, there's such a richness in music outside of the mainstream West. And I really love that we do a lot of that.
Happy 10th anniversary! Drum Talk TV! Yay! Happy 10th anniversary! Drum Talk TV! おめで
Drum Talk TV covered every NAMM show from 2013 through 2020, and then again in 2023 after a pause due to the pandemic. The NAMM show is the largest music industry trade show covering over 1 million square feet of space. The first show was covered just 3 weeks after Dan founded the company.
Officially the first week of January 2013, and I had been to it years ago when I was a sales manager for audio gear and cases and things like that. So I knew what it was, and Noel Kim, who was the producer for Brian Tichy and Joe Sutton's events, the Bonzo Bash, said you should go cover the NAMM show, and I didn't know how to get in to do that, and she said, "Your media, just register as media," and it just sounded too easy, so registered as media. I had a friend who I had recently met go with me. I showed him how to use the camera in the parking lot. At that time, we didn't have the digital stuff. We had digital mini DV tape, the big camera, and I had business cards. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. I had business cards, I had a quick pitch, and I would see different artists, Gavin Harrison walking, Gavin, hold out my card, I'm Dan Shin with Drum Talk TV, can we do an interview? He'd look at my card and say, meet me at the Sonar booth at 2 o'clock.
That first show coverage included dozens of interviews with artists and exhibiting brands. Artists interviewed at the first show included Tommy Aldridge.
Is an icon a good thing?
Gavin Harrison.
This is a drum I've been working on with Sonar.
Nico McBrain.
How are you? I'm top form, mate. How about you?
Frankie Benali.
I've had such a wonderful life.
And many more.
I mean, the list really goes on, and a ton of manufacturers of great gear. And it was a great experience. And the NAMM show Lippin Group Vice President, Jean O'Keefe, called me about 3 weeks later and said, and this is her words, not mine, that we covered the NAMM show better than Fox or CNN. Anything you want next year, you get.
The Drum Talk TV NAMM show coverage team grew to as many as 18 people and did interviews in as many as 4 languages.
We did it in English, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, and Italian. But the point is it gave us experience to have other people besides me also do interviews and interview manufacturers about their brands and other educators and get with a lot of people at one time. And it was a great experience. I gotta say, grueling work from 6 in the morning, getting up, meeting with the team, getting ready, working 10 hours or 9 hours on the showroom floor, charging batteries, all this stuff and everything, and downloading content at the time before we could do anything with it. It was very hard work, but a really, really gratifying experience all those years.
Other events covered over the years was the Singapore Drum Fest 3 years in a row, many Bonzo Bashes, and some events were covered and became documentaries as well.
Hey, I want to say happy anniversary, 10th anniversary, that is, to Dan and Drum Talk TV. Can't believe it's been that long. But anyway, happy anniversary, bro. And doing a great job. I still got your award in my studio. Thank you.
I just want to wish a very, very happy 10th anniversary to Drum Talk TV. Dan, you are amazing. Thank you for doing everything that you do, and keep it up. And I'm looking forward to the next 10 years and the next 10 years and the next 10 years, and to keep it going because we need this energy. So everybody have a great time and celebrate.
I'm Jo Emerson. This is my husband, Aaron.
Ta-da!
And happy 10th anniversary, Drum Talk TV.
Watching drum corps is always a captivating experience, even appreciated by non-drummers for the spectacle of precision.
I admire those players so much. It's something you should never have regrets, but it's something I totally missed out on. What happened was I started high school, and way back in my day, high school started in 10th grade. My mom encouraged me to join marching band, and it was a way of getting out of PE. I thought it'd be easy, playing drums, right? It was like being in the military. And I say that in a good way. It's extremely rigid, disciplined. The musical director was at the opposite end of the spectrum of fun. So I bailed. I told my parents were a little shocked. They said, I think I want to go back to PE. I missed out on that, but
The people who play in drumline, whether they're playing the snare drum or bass drum or quads or quintuplets or whatever, they are amazing players. And there's players like Emmanuel Caplet, who started playing in drum and bugle corps at 9 and didn't even get on a drum set until she was in college at 22. And she's amazing on the drum set. So it absolutely has its value. There are people that did that and never played on a drum set. They did that, maybe did it in college, played halftime at football games or whatever, or didn't. And then when they were out of college, they went and became a dentist or a lawyer or a teacher, you know, whatever. So it has served people in different ways, but the playing is amazing. I love watching drum corps.
Hey, my name is Camelia Akami Keys, but please feel free to call me Cammy. I just want to come on and say big happy anniversary to Drum Talk TV. 10 years, wow, of making content, making videos, interviewing drummers, expanding and growing the drumming community. Thank you guys so much for all you do. It's really appreciated.
It's Craig Blundell here, the drummer for Stephen Wilson, Steve Hackett, Lonely Robot Frost, and many other prog things you've probably never heard of. I just want to take a minute of your time to wish the guys at Drum Talk TV a very, very special 10th anniversary. They have been a stalwart in the drum community certainly since I've been a pro, and what they do for the drum community, both professionals, hobbyists, or just weekend warriors, is absolutely unrivaled. So guys, enjoy that 10 years, and here's to the next 10 years. Drum Talk TV, I salute you.
I am Jen Yates, coming to you live from the Drumatorium in Kentucky. And I wanted to tell you that I suffered a major spinal cord injury in 2020 and have a metal cage in my neck, and still playing with a lot of loss of feeling, but I have some great drum instructors that I'm working with now to get back to playing 100%. Anyway, we wanted to wish you a happy birthday to Drum Talk TV. We love you and we think you rock.
What are these kids eating for breakfast? Or who dropped these kids off from which planet? Dan often says about the very talented youngsters we have featured over the years. From our Prodigies category, here are some freaks of nature. Excuse me, I mean very talented youngsters on drums and percussion.
What's with those alien kids for sure? I'm convinced that flying saucers or whatever shape they are these days are dropping off youngsters that are just phenomenally talented, not just on drums, but on all instruments. It's truly amazing, and I know that the argument can be made that, like, when I started playing 54 years ago as we're recording this, there wasn't YouTube, there was hardly any visual representations of watching someone to see how they were doing something. So I don't think that to say, well, the 5 and 8-year-olds have YouTube now, that's not a good enough rationalization for how talented so many of these kids are. I really don't know what it is.
And you see them play just amazing music. They didn't learn that from YouTube. You don't just learn that by the time you're 5, 7, or 13. And it's amazing to me. And I'm gonna get to the bottom of it and find out who's doing this.
And it's not like they're all one culture or one nationality. So it's not that either, and I don't think it'd even be fair to claim that, but I think it's incredibly inspiring. I know people my age or even half my age that see 8-year-olds doing things that a 25 or 45-year-old can't do, and they just want to, I'm just gonna burn my stuff. And I don't think we should look at it that way. We should be entertained, we should enjoy it, we should be inspired just like you would be by your favorite drummer. But it's truly a phenomena of how talented so many of these young kids are, as young as 4, 5, 8 years old. It's incredible.
We have a Prodigy series, and I know the word prodigy can be argued, but we use it to say there's a lot of youngsters that are just really good, and we feature them.
Dan and everyone at Drum Talk TV, just want to wish you a very happy 10th anniversary. Congratulations, you've earned it.
Hi, this is Billy Sherwood of Yes, Asia, World Trade,
Arc of Life, Prog Collective, Circa, Yoso, Conspiracy, Logic. And I just wanted to say a happy 10th anniversary to Drum Talk Live. Congratulations on the amazing success over these years, and long may you reign. Happy anniversary, guys. And I've been honored to be a part of your show. Look forward to doing it again.
Drum Talk TV is 10 years old? What? This is big news. Congratulations, Dan. I'm telling you, you are providing such an amazing service, bringing the global community of drummers and percussionists together. I'm just so happy to be in the mix. And here's to another 10 years. Congratulations.
Hi, Dan. Bermuda here. Congratulations on 10 years of Drum Talk TV. I bet Rich Redmond you wouldn't last more than 9 years. Now I owe him $5.
One of my favorite aspects of music, other than it can be fun and it should be fun, is humor in music. And it can come in so many different forms. If we look at Frank Zappa and his content and his titles, and his music itself is often funny. The lyrics that man wrote. If you look at the whole Rat Pack guys, you know, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and the humor within that sphere. The great percussionist Ray Cooper, who has played with just about everybody, is so fun and funny to watch on stage. Alex Lifeson, Neil Peart, Geddy Lee of Rush. Funny. I think that's just so important. So we have a whole category within Drum Talk TV, and you can search the hashtag DTTV humor. We love drum humor. And it could come in many different ways. It could come from an equipment fail. It could come from someone falling off their throne, as long as no one gets hurt. We don't want to make fun of that. It could come in so many different ways. And I think that's important for us to embrace music as being humorous. And often some of the crazy contraptions that drummers and percussionists create to play music with can be funny.
It could be a kid playing with drumsticks on a horn of his car at a stoplight, and then the guy next to him is mimicking him, goes back and forth. I mean, we just have stupid, silly stuff like that because humor is the best medicine. No one's allergic to it. You have to worry about mixing it with other stuff or your diet, or humor always works. And I think it's important to infuse what we do with that in the whole spectrum of Drum Talk TV-ism or Drum Talk TV-verse.
Hi, Dan. Todd Zuckerman coming to you from the road after a 16-hour travel day. I won't get into that, but here I am at the hotel, very tired, but I wanted to wish you congratulations on all the years of Drum Talk TV. Well done, man. Thanks for helping connect our entire community. Thanks for all your efforts and your widespread reach to drummers across the globe. Here's to many more years. Thanks for including me in the festivities. Health and happiness to you guys in the new year. I'm going to go to bed. All right, take care. Thanks. We'll see you soon.
Hello, it's Ray Hearn from Haken, and just wishing Drum Talk TV 10th anniversary. Congratulations on, having this amazing channel for 10 years and all the different amazing artists and guests you've had, all the different content you've put out. Hope you have a great 10th year.
Over the years, Dan has ended almost every Drum Talk TV interview the same way, by asking a question that enables the viewer to learn something about the guest they likely would not otherwise ever know about them.
That's just not a tourist. As a fan, as a music fan, I love learning about the person. We're fans of these people, these great men and women, boys and girls who are great musicians. We see them on the big stage. We see them on the big screen. We see their vinyl turning on our turntable. We pop their CDs in. We download them. They're larger than life. But I want to know, what are they all about? I remember being, 10 years old when Chicago at the Ranch came out, the first music documentary I saw, and it was Chicago recording an album at Caribou Ranch in Colorado. And it was the first time I ever heard musicians talk. I always saw them play their instruments and sing, so that inspired me to start something that we do in most interviews.
When you're not playing music, when you're not recording, when you're not rehearsing, when you're not touring, What do you like to do outside of music?
I like cooking.
Oh, see, probably no one knows that about you. And I love that part of the
Really?
interview. I love learning about the person and going, wow, I never would have thought that Roger Earl likes fly fishing and gardening. What's your go-to activity outside of music? Do you collect something? Are you a secret pastry chef? What do you like to do when you're not being Carl Palmer the musician?
I really enjoy skiing. I've always, well, not always, but I didn't start until I was 68. So, you know,
oh, wow.
I'm not that good, but, you know, I'm getting a lot better. That's for sure.
I like to read a lot. I take classes. I study metaphysics. So I like to study. Yes, I like studying.
I think exercise is important. You know, I try to do a little exercise every day.
I go to therapy. I do. I go to therapy.
I'm married to therapy.
And I do it because I find that even at my age, I'm 70, there's things to learn, and maybe I can be a better person. And I've come to face all of these little things. So I do that as part of my life too. I'll go to therapy and discuss sort of things in an intimate manner, and I've learned a lot. I'm a better man for it. So I'm not shy about it. I like spiritual things. I used to be the perennial unoptimistic guy. I was like, there is no God, there is no this, there is no that. It's just no, it's all because Helen Berlin told me that there wasn't. So it took me a long time to just say, you know, I'm not really sure, but I tend to think maybe there's things that are happening that I don't know about. And that little bit of admission liberated me, and so I share it. I'm in a sort of human improvement in me. That's all.
And it's fun to hear what these larger than life and even musicians we're just getting to know and discovering like to do outside music. And I think that it humanizes them. I think that it humanizes the experience. And I think it's something we might have been the first to do, quite frankly. What's the one destination that sticks out in your mind that is most memorable for you, and why? Out of all the places you ever traveled.
Paris.
Paris?
Yeah.
Is the city really as romantic
Yeah,
as
it
they
is
say?
so romantic. I had tears in my eyes when I walked out of the Schwartz Hotel where I stayed, walked down to the Champs-Élysées, which was right there, and I looked down and saw all those brightly lighted greeny trees, all the way down to the Arc de Triomphe, all the way down, look down. It had to bring tears in your eyes. You just couldn't help it. It was so beautiful, you couldn't stand it.
Other than my house here in Vegas, is there somewhere in the world that you haven't been to play that you'd like to play?
But I'm not a tourist, man. I never have been. I remember being on the road in 1970, and I booked a little private plane to go down to the Grand Canyon. I had a few of those the night before. I couldn't get out of bed. I sent the pilot off home. No.
If people who know you well found out that you got arrested, what would they assume it's for?
Too much coffee drinking? That's possible.
I just love that part of our interviews and finding out the peek behind the curtain of the person that we're working with.
I want to give a shout out for the happy 10th anniversary to Drum Talk. Congratulations. This is the greatest show.
Drum Talk TV. You've got to check this out. It's growing every day. It's becoming a monster. Everybody wants to tune in on this, and it's fantastic. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again on this Drum Talk TV.
I'd like to say a very happy 10th anniversary to Drum Talk TV, because I've enjoyed talking to them, and you must enjoy listening to them whenever possible, because I can't imagine a more informative and entertaining and interesting medium for talking about music, rock bands, drumming, all the things that we love. So once again, very happy birthday, and congratulations on all the work that you do.
During the course of our first 10 years, from 2013 through 2023, we lost a lot of drummers. A lot of drummers passed on during that time.
It's been heartbreaking. So we want to pay tribute with this memorial montage. These are the drummers we worked with for the first 10 years. You're also going to see a lot of other drummers that passed during that time, from 2013 through 2023. Keep in mind, we know that there have been some drummers that have passed since, but this is all about our first 10 years. Please watch as we honor them.
Hey Dan and Drum Talk TV, Lou Calderola coming to you from the lab. Congratulations, 10 years of Drum Talk TV. What a great accomplishment and so cool to be helping celebrate this milestone with you. Here's to many, many more. Thank you so kindly for all of the great stuff that you've brought to the drumming community and how you've brought drummers together from all over the world and given us a place to connect.
What's up, Dan and everybody at Drum Talk TV? I want to wish you a very happy 10th anniversary. It's been a pleasure being and an honor being a guest on your show multiple times, but it's also been great educating myself and learning from other great drummers on your show. So I, along with a lot of other drummers in our industry and in the world, really appreciate all the hard work that you guys are doing, keeping the groove alive. Thank you so much.
And hello, everyone. This is Marco Minnemann, and I would like to congratulate Drum Talk TV for their 10th anniversary of providing amazing stories, amazing drummers, and drum. So congratulations once again, and here's to the next 10 years. Cheers.
Just circling back, and this might be my last question, is how you got into music.
So, thanks for asking that. I know everyone has a story, right? They saw the Beatles, this and that. I didn't see the Beatles. I was too young. I had an older cousin who played drums. So I wanted to play drums. So I started playing drums shortly before my 7th birthday, and I got pretty good pretty quickly. I was like really good by the time I was 14. I was playing Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Yes, Genesis, Jethro Tull, Gentle Giant. And then my dad in 1977 took me to see Led Zeppelin. Wait, what? You mean by the 3rd song I thought that could be a job? And I went home, and when my hearing came back, I got my parents together and I said, I don't want to be a scientist anymore. I don't want to be an oceanographer. And my mom so enthusiastically said, oh, what do you want to be? I said, I want to be a professional drummer like John Bonham. So we revived her with the paddles, and she was a little upset at first, but to tell you the kind of parents I had, exactly 1 year later, June of 1978, my mom found an audition for a singing group that was going on tour. And she said, I found this thing, do you want to go audition? I said, sure. So we're in this auditorium, we're the only two people in the seats, and the band is rehearsing, the drummer's getting ready to leave. The drummer was, if anyone's familiar with the old radio show, Lohman and Barkley, it was Al Lohman Jr. that was playing drums. This is probably a LA thing. He was leaving, but they're playing stuff that was like on par with like Linda Ronstadt, Neil Diamond, ABBA, stuff like that. And I was into Genesis, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, this, that, and the other thing, right? So they're playing, and I lean over to my mom like this. I said, Mom, I don't want to play this kind of music. And she turned and grabbed me by the shirt and shook me and said, who cares what kind of music it is? You said you wanted to be a professional. And at that moment, the light bulb went on. I thought, yeah, what difference does it make? So they finished rehearsing. The director came, sat in the row in front of us, and turned around and said, so, Danny, I was Danny back then. So, Danny, what do you think? And I lied and said, yeah, this is great. And he said, so tell me what you do. And I was first chair drummer in concert band at school. At the time, I was in the jazz band. I told him all the music I played, and he said, oh, so you can do this. I didn't even play. And he asked my mom if I can do it, and she asked all the right questions, talked to my dad. And at 15, I went on tour for the first time, opening for Heart, Styx, Blue Oyster Cult, Seals and Crofts. Thanks. I mean, my mom is the one that really, pushed me out there, and it was an amazing experience, and it ruined my life because I wanted to become a professional. I'm kidding. And I toured with them the following year between 10th and 11th grade, and then just tore up the Sunset Strip playing the Troubadour, but before the Troubadour, Madame Wong's, the Whiskey, the Roxy, all this stuff. But before that, I was in my very first band at 15 when I came back from that tour with a guy named Rick Zaccaro, who plays bass, Carl Inman, who plays guitar, Nick Brownwood, who was our singer, and Nick doesn't sing anymore. Hi, Nick. But Carl, as you saw, is here, and Rick is here, and we're honored to have Chaz West as our guest singer from his own band Westbound, and from Foreigner, and from the Jason Bonham Band. So if anyone's interested, we haven't played in 20 years, but we're gonna see what happens with Chaz as our singer. So we just need a few minutes, and when the chairs come off the stage and I disappear, Cole's gonna play a video, and then we'll see what happens. Is that cool? Is that all right?
Very cool chat, huh, guys? Dan and everybody at Drum Talk TV, 10 years. What an accomplishment. I can't wait for the next 10 and see what you guys come up with. You are the absolute best. We'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, it is Daniel Glass coming to you from New York City. I just want to wish Drum Talk TV a very happy 10 years. Man, what Drum Talk TV has brought to the drumming industry is unmeasurable. A whole new element involving social media and videos and introducing people to every kind of aspect of drumming on the planet. Happy 10 years. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years. The mind explodes. And here's to another 10 years, 20 years, 30 years as we all move forward in the wild, wacky, crazy world of the internet. But thank God we've got Drum TV to inform us, enlighten us, humor us, and engage us. Peace. Love you.
Hi, it's Dan. Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to leave you with something special. These are snippets that make up a montage of the concert that was performed at our 10-year celebration as we go into the credits as well. Please watch the whole thing for some fun and to see all the amazing people who helped put this together, as well as my special dedication. Thank you so much.